Hello!
Hi guys, welcome back.
Synchro Skaters Club Season 1 Episode 15.
15. We will hold our hands up. We got a little bit confused there. We thought we were on 14, but we're on 15 episodes.
Yeah. Wild scenes.
15 weeks. It's crazy.
Won't stop skating.
I hope you guys are all doing good.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone's well.
Yeah, thank you.
This episode is Gossip Girl 2.0. No, that doesn't really need an introduction. If you've listened to the first one or seen the Instagram, you know what it's about.
It's our most popular episode, our last one.
Yeah, so. It's got the most views, so that's kind of cool. But we're just going to start off with some very, very, very sad news.
Yeah, very sad.
Anne Shelter, who is a pivotal figure in the synchro and just the general skating community, she passed away this week.
Absolute legend.
For those that don't know her, she was one of the key coaches for Nexus in Canada for years, and is also the creator of what is known as Annie's Edges, which is like a platform of incredible drills and skills and just exercises for the general skating world.
Absolute legend.
So an absolute
really
legend. So very, very sad to hear of her passing. She's she has influenced both of our skating in some way or another. And we know so many people that have trained under her and worked with her, and it's just very, very sad. So we are thinking of her family and the Nexus family and just everyone that feels this right now. So
sending out the love, hey.
Definitely.
We would also like to touch on the fact that this is not a guest episode, and I'm aware you are probably expecting it to be a guest episode. I got my admin a little bit wrong. I got the dates wrong, so I'm very sorry, guys. The guest episode is next week.
Oopsies.
You're just going to have to listen to us talk gossip, talk your guys' opinions for the next hour, so sorry about that, but guest episode is coming next week.
We promise. This time.
Promise. Pinky promise.
And then also just touching base, there's a huge number of competitions this weekend, or that will have been finished when this one's come out. A lot of final selections will be in place.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's a very big weekend, even though it's not a challenger, so there's a lot to keep up on.
Which is crazy with it being the 5th weekend on the trot now.
Where we've got big row.
It's crazy. I don't know how the athletes are doing it. So fair play to you guys if you are taking part.
Yeah, some of these teams just non-stop.
I know.
They need a rest.
I know.
I need a rest.
And I know. I need a rest watching it. I can't keep up. It's just too much.
And we're we're not going to, but then we're both still sending YouTube links to each other. Have you seen this? Have you seen this?
Yeah. Or PDFs. Oh my god, did you see this? And on that, it's probably right to mention all the cool stuff that's going on this season. I feel like this season more than ever, there is so much going on,
which is great to see.
So we've had Rockets doing Kite on Ice, which we think was a show, a finished show.
It looked like there was a musical performance.
Was it a Finnish show?
No, I think it was Swedish.
It was in the Avicii, it was in the Avicii Arena, wasn't it? So,
but it looked like it was a stage in the middle of the ice, and they were skating around it. Props, amazing.
So we had that. We had Unity going to Datong, China, to the Datong Ice Festival. How niche.
That is very freaking cool.
I want to know how Unity got an invite.
Looks so sick.
Please.
Oh, it looked freezing, but the views and the pictures that they posted were stunning. So, good job, Unity.
Then we had Zulu taking part in Holiday on Ice, which is very cool.
Which is traditionally non-synchro, so I love that.
Yeah.
Even though they use synchro elements, but it's fine.
Yeah. And I think we all know that synchro skaters make the best show skaters, so we'll leave that one there. We had Hot Shivers taking part in a music video for Clara for her song Fever, which is cool.
Very cool. Italian singer. We think.
Yeah, we think. Happy to be corrected. One thing Brie and I are learning is you guys are happy to correct us and we love it. So, thank you. We have got eyes on us.
And we do get things wrong, and we like.
Oh yeah,
we definitely try own up to it. But some of the messages that we get are just kind of funny.
Yeah, they are. We're still in our like period of being able to take it as funny. So it's all good. We had Icicles a little while back doing their TV ad for Bowden. They had their like Christmas jumper campaign, which was very cool.
Very cool, yeah.
And then we've got a Disney Plus series.
Yeah, this one's so exciting.
Yeah, I'll let Brie go for this one because she's more excited about it than me.
It's called Harlem on Ice, and it's about the Harlem Figure Skating Club in New York and the amazing work that they are doing there to get girls into the sport. It's just fantastic. Like
a lot of publicity for Synchro, and I'm liking it.
The sort of exposure that for skating and synchro in general that you wouldn't normally get. So shout out to the amazing team at Harlem. Like, super excited.
And just before we get on to the episode, I would like to have a little rant / I just want to share this with everyone. Because one night this week, I was sat on my laptop and I got into a little bit of a doom scroll rabbit hole of synchro.
A little
videos. Bit? Yeah, a little bit. I was like typing in all sorts. I got right into like the core of 2015, 16, 17, 18 synchro. And I've just got to say it, guys. It was so much better. It was
controversial.
You know, it was so clean and slick, and yes, it may have been more simple stuff where I'm talking there was no axles or there was no like wacky rubbish, but it just looked really good. And the themes,
I think it's the themes that bring it full circle.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know, just better. I feel like we're going through, and we're going to talk about it in a bit, because a couple people did mention how maybe this year people's programs just aren't doing it, and I would agree. Like, it's just, we're in a bit of a lull for synchro, I think.
I feel like
peaks and troughs.
The same sort of thing happened for Ice Dance, and then they introduced the compulsory music for the short.
Yeah, and I think that is the way we should be going.
Otherwise, it just ends up being crazy. I don't know. What else to talk about?
Just for those that don't know, in Ice Dance, in the rhythm dance, they have compulsory program music. So it's like eras usually. So I think last season it was the 80s, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. And then this season, it's a broad range this season. It's 50s, 60s, 70s. Yeah. So
quite a lot
very
of
broad.
Music to pick.
But it makes for really cool programs, and maybe we need to look into it as synchro. I say we, like we have any sway in that. So on that note, shall we move on?
Although, wait, I feel like the music thing is also a good time to talk about the copywriting rules that are coming up and what the ISU is looking at changing. I don't know if you've seen this, but
no, go on, Sabrina. She's going to educate me live on air.
I think because they're trying to televise a lot of stuff, a lot more skating, they're looking more into the copywriting of music and like what is allowed to be used and what's not allowed to be used. Because one of the pairs couples at the last Olympics got like sued by the band of music that they used, which is kind of crazy because surely it's giving them a bigger platform for their song, using it in a creative way. But yeah,
it's such a job's worth thing to do. Sorry,
we're waiting.
If you're an artist who sues someone for using their music at the Olympics, you need to get in the bin. Sorry, Sabrina, please continue.
But yeah, I agree. Like, surely you're giving them a bigger platform. Anyway, we're waiting for those of the countries that are, I guess, on the back foot or like preparing early. We've already started the next season, the new season, looking at music. And if the ISU is going to implement official or more official copywriting rules as like to regards to what skaters and teams can use so that it can be more easily televised. Because that's why a lot of the stuff when we were talking about watching last week, like the Hayden Nets music and all the music that was changed out was because of the copyright regulations and stuff.
I'm going to say it, sorry, but copyright for me is such a, like, I don't get it. It's like money. It's just a concept that we as humans have thought up of, in my opinion. But that's maybe a whole new episode topic.
Yeah, I think it will be. It's a next season thing to when the rules and things have been announced. But it's just interesting as we're talking about music. Just
no, it is. Thank you for that.
Something to think about.
Right, shall we hear from you guys? Let's see what you guys have been up to. We're halfway through the season, pretty much. We obviously sent out lots of polls on our Instagram, so thank you so much for your input. And we're going to talk through it. So we're going to hear about your season, how it's going, highlights, any gossip, and I think we just wanted to learn a bit how you guys plan for your seasons.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that in a bit. So shall we go?
Yeah, let's go.
I am pleased to see that 91% of people are enjoying the season.
Yeah, I agree. That's nice to see.
Because some of the comments made me a bit worried. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I saw the comments before I saw the overall positive or negative, and I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah. Shall we? Let's start with the good.
Yeah. Don't really.
Overall, just people are tired, but they're enjoying it.
Yeah. Lots of fun, breaking records, competing,
visiting countries,
making friends,
personal bests.
Yeah.
Just good stuff.
No notes there really.
Right, let's go for neutral. The first season competing. Props to you. Good for you, person who put this in. First seasons competing are always
Hard.
interesting. It's something
Scary.
new, isn't it? Hard, yeah. They said they're not doing as well as last season, but they're still having fun. And I really like that. That's the attitude that you should have.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we do this for fun.
That's what it's
I know
all
we
about.
forget that sometimes. Yeah.
Really? No.
When we're like crying at practice because we've like something's gone wrong or something, it's just skating at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And again, people are just saying, some highs, some lows, not perfect, but making progress. So that's what we want to hear, It's good.
The negative, I feel like it's always easier to reply with the things that are negative because they just stick out in your brain, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Some people have said they don't like their music.
Yeah, eek. That's an awkward one.
Just, your coaches
We've
have
all
a
been
vision.
there.
Yeah, we have, but your coaches have a vision. And at the end of the day, they're the coach. So...
Right, okay. That's interesting you're saying it like that, Sabrina.
Why?
She's clearly got her coaching head on.
There's a vision.
Yeah, you have to go for the vision, right? It is tricky when you don't like the music, though.
Yeah.
I do get that. There's not really been too many times I've been in that position, but it's hard.
No, I don't think I have. It's usually grown on me.
Yeah, 100%. A couple of people have been sick after Hevelius Cup, or just sick in general. We're at that time of year in the Northern Hemisphere. I know you Southern Hemisphere folk are in the summer right now, but we're in the depths of winter.
Losers.
I don't know about anyone else, but we are in the absolute depths of it at the minute. Honestly, it is rough out here.
I saw a post on, I think it must have been on Instagram, like the news outlet that said that, I know you're down in the UK, but like in Ireland they hadn't seen the sun in 10 days.
No, that was the same for us.
Was it?
I think it was, it was called the 10-day dull or something. Yeah, we saw sun for the first time on Tuesday. I'm taking vitamin D tablets at the minute.
Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
I am translucent. I haven't seen sun in that long.
Meanwhile, I had to go get a skin check because the sun's so strong. You have to make sure your skin's
in the bin,
fine.
Sabrina.
Anyway.
So yeah, Northern Hemisphere folk, I get it. It's tough. We're coming towards spring. 21st of March, first day of spring in the UK anyway. I don't know if it's different elsewhere. We're not going to get into that.
No.
But, we got this, so I'm proud of us.
What else have we got? Some people not
Rule
having...
changes.
Oh, yeah?
That's an interesting one to talk about. Because we've seen that over the past few seasons, haven't we? Like Spain, for example, weren't able to compete last year because of the age changes. But I agree here, the rule changes making it difficult for teams with less training time. I agree, I get it. It's almost made the gap bigger, hasn't it?
Yeah. What has? I don't know, the rules are such a complicated thing to talk about.
Speak your truth. Speak your truth.
It's like what we talked about with Amanda, like moving it to do the sport to do so many amazingly cool things, so that the level is different, because like first and 23rd shouldn't be doing the same thing at Worlds. That's the whole point, right?
Mm-hmm.
It should be different. But then yes, it is making things very hard for...
If you want us to be more like the other disciplines, televise us. Treat us the same. Give us the same prize money. You know.
Yes.
But yeah, the rules one's interesting. It is. I'm intrigued to see what next year's rules are like.
Yeah. No, I agree.
How can they get harder than a pyramid block?
I'm sure they've got something up their sleeve.
Yeah, me too.
What else have we got? We've got unexpected event after unexpected event. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. That's rough.
We ain't gonna comment on that. I think the world just knows what's going on there.
Yeah, it's just a rough start to the year.
And then last one that we'll probably mention, so it's someone's first season not competing, which we know what that feels like.
Yeah, we do.
We are going to talk about that. We'll probably have a whole episode dedicated to that at the end of this season. So we won't get into too much of it now, but we know how you feel. It is hard.
We do. Watch this space. A whole episode about that's coming.
Yeah, right now. I don't know what else to say. You just
got to ride that wave, feel those feelings.
Yeah, be happy to be able to feel those feelings, I think.
Yeah, it's a privileged position to be in.
Yeah.
Right.
But we'll get to more of that later.
All right, let's go back to some positives. Let's talk about your guys' highlights of the season.
Complete highlights, yeah.
Dresden Cup got a few mentions along with Mozart.
Yeah.
Spring Cup as well. The European competitions are just where it's at. Sorry.
I think they've just always been there though, haven't they? There's so many teams in Europe that it just makes it so much easier.
Yeah. No, you're right.
What else?
Someone's mentioned the tight competition in the senior division. Yeah, I agree with that. We've had different winners sort of at each competition, haven't we?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know? So that's cool. I like it when not one team's dominating.
Yes. It's going to be interesting as we get further down the track.
It is.
We're excited.
I cannot wait to see who is going to qualify for the Finland. Because I'm going to say it, I thought Marigold were out, like I really did. But after these challenges, I have no idea. It's anyone's game. I really think it is.
Which is crazy to say considering how we started. We all we all weren't even considering Marigold. Oh, crazy.
So fair play to them. Someone's qualified for Junior Worlds. Congrats to you.
Amazing.
Someone got first at their first comp of the season with a PB. Congrats to you.
Amazing.
Someone won Easton's. Someone's put, which is quite niche, Nova, who they think is so underrated, their one-handed death spiral.
That's their highlight. You know what? Fabulous.
Yeah.
Agree. Why could that not be a highlight?
Literally.
Sick to watch. 11 out of 10. No notes.
Yeah.
All right.
Literally.
There's not a huge amount of gossip. I feel like we didn't really dive into it like we did last time.
No. This is just more of a chatty episode.
Yeah. The only couple little bits about were teams that are possibly skating more than the 4 international skaters that they're allowed, which is... Ooh.
I want to hear more about this. So if you've got more stories, No will always keep you anonymous, but let us know. I need more context than just...
We just want to know.
That.
Who you think it is,
nosy.
who you think's doing it.
Yeah.
It is hard when you don't have enough local skaters to build a team, but yeah, you still got to follow the rules.
Yeah, Brie and I are big rule followers, so you will not hear us saying otherwise.
Yeah. Apparently some teams are copying each other's steps.
Which is hilarious.
But, like, could this not just be a fluke?
Yes, there's a limited number of steps in skating.
I get it, but yeah.
100%.
Surely it's just an accident. Unless it's like the mom of Mean Girls is there recording another team's practice so they can learn the steps.
Again, tell us more, guys. We need more than just teams copying each other's steps, else we'll create crazy scenarios in our heads.
And then probably oh no, there's 2 more.
I think there's 3 more.
You want? Okay. A couple teams who had skaters walking off in the kiss and cry because they were so upset after results from a recent competition is just what someone noticed.
What's your thoughts on that?
Kiss and cry is full of emotion, and
it is.
I get that, but I think it's important to be taught from day dot good sportsmanship, and you stay in the kiss and cry, and you save those emotions.
Perspective.
Yeah, you save those emotions for the changing room.
Yeah. It's so good. We're all so passionate about this sport, and we love it so much, but we have to remember a bit of perspective, I think.
Yeah. And, like, all those emotions are completely valid, but again...
Yeah, 100%.
You need to, especially at the top level, like, there's so many people looking up to you, so you have to put on a brave face and be a good sports person, and then take that away.
Yeah, good cry. Save your tears for the pillow, as Abby Lee Miller would say.
You want to cry, of all people, you want to say Abby Lee Miller for good sportsmanship.
I'm not sure how I feel about quoting a convicted felon, but hey. I would also like to mention here a shout out to Nexus, because they have always been so good at like in their kiss and cry. They just stood there clapping no matter what score they get. I think they won worlds and they were just stood there clapping.
Again, I wonder if that's just what they're trained to do. Like,
I think it is. I think I've read somewhere or watched an interview.
Because
just sat there like
it is. It's good sportsmanship.
It is. It is 100%. It's just sport at the end of the day.
Yeah, we love to forget that.
Apparently.
Yeah, you go.
Which one are you gonna go for?
No, you go.
Apparently the food was so bad at the French Cup, someone nearly shit themselves in mid-free programme.
I would love to know why this didn't come up in the French Cup episode, but...
Same. That is like the gossip we want. I can vouch for how bad the food is at French Cup.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you're nervous enough as it is? And then you've got a bad tummy and you feel like you're going to poo yourself.
You're just watching a skate and someone's got a dribble of shit going down their leg. Oh dear.
I hope they're in black tights.
You know what? I would sympathise and feel so sorry for you, but it is funny.
Yeah, we're not laughing at you here. We're laughing with you.
I hope you're laughing, because otherwise you'd cry, and I feel like you just gotta laugh.
At least you didn't quite shit yourself.
Yeah.
You only nearly did.
Yeah, so...
Positives. Every cloud has a silver lining.
Yeah, and it could have been worse. Okay, last one. Gossip, yes, maybe, kind of. Opinion, more like. Someone has also said that programs this year are just not hitting the same.
Yeah, they're not. They're not, I agree. That's not detracting from the amazing quality of skating we have, but I haven't watched one and been like, oh my god.
Really?
Sorry, I haven't.
Not even like Unique's free?
Yeah, you got me there.
That's probably the one I'm like, that is...
Yeah.
They've managed to channel OG Unique energy in both programs.
Yeah, they have, haven't they?
But a lot of the others, yeah, I get that. Okay, moving on. A little bit about competitions and like who picks the competitions you guys are going to, and who picks who gets to go to Worlds, and like the selection process and all that sort of stuff. So first, like individually, we just asked how your team decides which competitions you go to. Obviously, at a local level, it's much easier. Coaches are just decide. Pretty much everyone, coaches decide where you want to go, and managers and all that sort of stuff. enter you into those competitions. When it comes to internationals and those slightly bigger ones, that's where it kind of varies and gets slightly different. But for the most part,
it was a mixture of coaches and governing bodies, really,
yeah. Some countries get assigned it by their governing body.
Yeah.
They don't have a say.
Yeah, which I found interesting.
Yeah, and then the coaches nominate where they want to go, and then the governing body either approves or disapproves. So,
do you know something I thought about when I was reading all these responses?
What did you think
One person, thank you, Sabrina. One person said team, and I thought to myself, that's actually a little bit sad, because there's, like, the team is who's going, you know, and...
Yeah.
You would hope, and I know I've never had any say, and that's not any slight on my, like, coaching team. I just know that's how it is. But, you know, the team is 20 people, and they have absolutely no say most of the time where they go every season.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought that's a bit of a shame, really.
That's fair.
There's no coaches without skaters.
They're the ones paying the money, and I guess in the smaller countries, it's easier to do that.
Yeah.
Because, again, they're the ones... It's a bit more of an impact.
I did read one person say that in Canada, say, like, Les Supremes have a lot more say where they go compared to, like, the smaller, newer senior teams or what have you. They do get assigned by the federation.
I guess there's so many things that go into it. I know when I was doing it in Oz, I feel like we all voted or, like, said which ones that we would like to go to. Ultimately, the decision was made by the coach, but like, we did get to be like, yeah, I'd quite like to go here or here. Yeah. Or, like, I've been here a few times, can we go here?
Yeah.
Which was good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it?
It is. That transitions nicely, though.
Into how you pick your world's team.
Yeah. We're trying our best to get these accurate.
Yeah. There was quite a lot of, like, contradictory information for countries.
And, like, we tried to fact check. We tried to... Yeah. There's just so much going on. Maybe that's...
I'm also going to just say one thing. A lot of people didn't include their country, so I did a lot of profile stalking to understand where they were from. So if we ask you about your country, just include the country, would you? Or just the flag?
There's a couple of people that put the flag, and I was like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, the flag's great. It takes less characters then, so thank you. But let's get started. So Italy. Total score of Italian champs. Best technical in national comp and best technical in international comp. So I like that.
All combined.
I like that a lot.
And that's the winner. That makes sense.
Yeah. I like how they use technical.
Yeah.
I do. Because ultimately that's kind of what matters, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, judging is very... no, not impartial. What's the other word? Opinionated? I don't know. I've lost my train of thought there. But do you know what I mean? Like, technical calls are a lot more consistent, I think, than judging.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
And that's showing the progress of this. We both know what we're trying to say. I don't know if our execution of it is correct, but that's, good on you, Italy.
I like that. Yeah, nice.
Switzerland, they pick 3 competitions, and then the score, well, this is the team winning the most, but again, it's either that or, like, the best score of all 3 is the one that gets sent. But they pick, but generally the same sort of thing. They pick 3 competitions, so pretty standard, yeah.
Canada, similar. 2 teams with the highest score calls at 3 events.
So this weekend we did say last week that Les Supreme, and we thought, did we say that the second team had been picked?
I don't think we did.
I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, we had a couple people messaging.
We haven't been fact-checked. So.
Being like, hasn't been selected yet? No, hasn't been. The second team hasn't officially been announced, but will have been when this episode comes out. So, exciting. But yeah, same sort of situation. Germany?
Yeah. Similar to Italy. Wow, similar to all three, really.
2 international comps and the national champs best average score. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. The Netherlands seem to have a different one for junior and senior. So junior, I'm presuming this is combined minimum score of 85.
But I think that's because there isn't many junior teams, right?
Right.
And
fair enough.
I think there's only the one at the moment.
And then senior, the team that has the most points across 2 to 3 previously selected comps. Yeah. Interesting.
It's all making very similar sense. The USA seniors picked after US nationals, with the top 2 consistently good teams going.
Obviously different for junior because they've already been announced.
Yes. I guess there's a selective by the internationals and stuff.
Yeah. Australia had me laughing, I'm not going to lie. No offence to Australia. National champs only, and the team that has 16 skaters.
It's rough out here on this side of the world, okay?
Yeah. It just made me laugh a little bit, that was all.
But I guess it's good, it's easy. Like, you win nationals, you get to go. And
it seems, it makes sense.
There's no really other opportunities for those teams to compete anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, and because of the distance to go, the season's further behind, so they have to longer to plan and know that they're going.
Yeah.
So there is literally the national champs are done before the other seasons even started for the rest of the world.
Yeah, so true.
Sweden. Best 2 qualifying competitions and nationals, so the same.
Yeah. GB's pretty similar. It's obviously different for junior and senior only slightly because junior there's actual competition, senior there is none. So juniors is British champs and 2 ISU international scores. I'm pretty sure they can be of the season before as well, which is interesting.
Ooh.
I think. But then also they've got minimum scores imposed, haven't they, for technical scores. So you have to reach your technical score to get performance scored, so Team GB, and then to go to Worlds. So
and I guess if there was more senior teams, then they'd adopt the same for senior, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I do think more competition encourages development, so
100%.
You never know, one day. Turkey traditionally has been the team that wins nationals. However, this year I don't believe either of the teams made the technical score in place by the ISU, which is a shame. But
a shame.
Does make sense. I guess the ISU wanted to put that level in place. So it's a good goal to work towards, and that's why I think we saw them at the challenges.
Yeah. Okay, nice. New Zealand reach a technical score decided by the Federation.
Yeah.
Dare I say plucked out of thin air by the Federation, and we will move on.
Love.
Finland. I think we've spoken about this, haven't we?
Yeah.
They have their, a league now, which is insane.
It's very impressive.
It is so cool.
No notes, really.
Yeah, hats off to you, Finland.
I'm gonna pull up I don't have it up right now, but I'm gonna do it. The Finland Synchro Tour current scores.
Oh, yeah.
So that we do know. Okay, so I'm just pulling up I'm going to pull up the results for the Finland Synchro Tour. So in the past, for senior anyway, the world's spot 1's usually the winner of nationals. And then spot 2 is the one that has the better average score across all of the competitions, right? But with the Synchro Tour, I think it just makes it so much easier to keep track of what's going on. As of... Their website says it was updated at the end of December, but I don't really know. But before this, Rockets were in first with 86 points, Unique 82 points, Marigold 62, Lumineers 58. And then juniors will just do the top couple. Fantastic was in first with 82. Dream Edges and Valley Bay were equal second with 72. And then
I wonder how they decided to send Valley Bay then.
Oh, maybe overall scores.
Maybe, yeah.
I think...
Interesting.
This is based on like where you place, I'm pretty sure, and the scores that you get. We're going off track because this isn't about Worlds, this is about the Synchro Tour. But I just think it's so cool that...
Yeah, it's awesome. That's what I aspire. I think, how cool would it be if the whole of the skating season adopted a similar sort of like league system?
Yeah, and like the winner of it gets money.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It is very cool. The purpose of it was to create partnerships for the series, accumulate cash prizes for the teams that will then be awarded. Series is not generating profit, but to distribute the winnings to the teams participating in the series.
I love that.
Yeah. Anyway.
How cool.
We're getting very distracted, but that's all in the Finland realm of Worlds qualification.
So on the topic of Worlds, let's see who you guys think is going to win.
We're literally, for junior, there's 4 teams?
Yeah, which is crazy. And an overwhelming majority, 76% of you think Elite are going to win.
Yeah.
And I would agree.
It's a crazy amount of pressure, though, to go into it knowing that you are the favourite, the fan favourite, the technical favourite.
But they have the ability.
Yeah, they definitely do.
They've done it twice now, haven't they? Won challenges, so they can do it.
No words, really, is there?
We'll soon see. Next weekend. No, 2 weekends' time.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting.
I know, right?
The 3 others.
Next is Finn.
Yeah.
The other ones. Fantastic, 11%. Valley Bay 7 or 8%, and Les Supremes 4.5%. So
an overwhelming majority of people think Teams Elite are going to win. So
a few more options on the senior choices. The people spoke and said Les Supremes, Unique, Rockets, Marigold, Haydenettes, and Nova. So no real surprises, but
the big 3.
61% think Unique's going to do it, and I would agree as well. And I called it from the start of the season.
I think I said it was Hayden's year, but
no.
At the start, I'm pretty sure I said I want Hayden into it, did. But yeah, Unique, they're running, they're making moves.
Mm-hmm.
They really are.
10% if you think Les Supremes, 61% like I said for Unique, 16% for Rockets, 5% for Marigold, and then equally 2.5% for Haydenettes and Nova. We'll see in a matter of weeks.
One day, there'll be another country up there. It would just be nice.
It'll be Italy.
Yeah. See, I thought for a long time it was going to be Germany.
Yeah. Yeah, it could still be.
Could still be. But we'll get to that again soon. That's another question that we asked.
Let's talk about moving clubs then.
We've both done it.
Yeah, we have. So I've skated in New Zealand and GB. Sabrina's done New Zealand, Australia and GB.
Got around a little bit.
I am very much retired. I'm not sure Sabrina is.
I was been thinking about this a lot. I don't know if I got any more in me. Anyway.
But other people have moved quite a bit.
Yeah. And I was going to say, ours I feel like out of location and necessity, kind of like we just happened to be in another country.
Neither Sabrina or I moved to those countries thinking we were going to skate.
I did move to Australia. knowing
Okay.
That's for skating.
Yeah. New Zealand, and so I moved to New Zealand in 2020. Sabrina moved to the UK in 2022. 23?
23, yeah.
And I didn't even have my skates with me when I moved to New Zealand. I got them shipped over. My mum sent them. And Sabrina definitely wasn't supposed to be skating in the UK.
Shall I tell this
both of us,
funny story?
Yeah. Go on, tell the story.
I was in a party hostel in Poland.
Yeah.
And
She was back. We were both backpacking.
Yeah.
I was backpacking New Zealand. You were backpacking Europe.
Yeah. And I get a message from Afton. Like, wasn't even a question really. It was just like a screenshot of some messages being like,
Yeah.
senior, question mark?
Yeah.
Potential worlds together, question mark?
So right from when Brie and I met back in 2020, we'd always spoken about doing the worlds together. It wasn't really like a serious conversation.
No.
It was just a,
Wouldn't that be
imagine
fun?
if we did that. Yeah, well, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Like, and then we ended up in the same Blink and Lift group, let alone skating
we
it together.
Did,
So yeah, that was funny. Both Brie and I were backpacking in respective countries and then got coerced into skating.
Coerced.
Let's see what you guys have done. So someone from France has moved to Finland, which is cool. Didn't even know Finland took non-Finnish people.
Yeah, that's mad. Props
That's
to you.
so cool.
That is sick.
Mm-hmm.
You've obviously got some mad talent to be competitive with the Finnish skaters.
Someone from the US has moved to Canada. I think that's a bit selfish.
Why?
I'm joking, obviously. I'm joking.
It's right
And
there.
then we've got people moving from Austria to Germany because at the minute there's no senior Austria team. So I think they're doing like work experience with Germany.
What?
So like the Austrian senior skaters, or like one of them, is over with a German team. I can't remember for the life of me what it is. It's not Berlin one. It's either Darling. No, that's Czech Republic. It's either
United Angels or
Skating Graces. I think it's Skating Graces. But they are over with them at the minute, like learning, and then they're going to take that knowledge back for I think next season.
But that's also really cool.
Which I really like.
Yeah,
that's
mad
so cool.
respect.
Yeah,
you gotta go develop it and get it started on your own. That's really cool. Mad respect.
And then we've got a couple people moving within country.
Within country, I feel like is definitely so much easier in the bigger nations. For some, for some within country, it's only because there's like one senior team or there's only one or two clubs that skate a certain level, and that's where they want to go. But then for the countries, in particular USA or Canada, people have moved for quite a variety of reasons, really.
I'm intrigued by people telling us how they found it. Someone said it was heartbreaking and difficult, which
I feel like no matter what,
I think there's more to it.
No matter what, though, if you've been with a club for a while, it's going to be like sad to leave, right? Move about a little bit.
Yeah. Scary. I agree with that. Of course, it's scary. It's trying something new, isn't it?
Yeah. It's good to put yourself out there, though, sometimes, if that's what you feel like you need to do.
This one's a nice one. They moved to Berlin one, and it was the best decision they made ever.
Which is really lovely.
It's nice.
Love that. That's super cute.
Reasons for moving, then. Lots of people wanted to go to Worlds.
Gotta do what you gotta do!
Yeah, you do. Or just skate senior in general, but...
Yeah. A couple teams folded, so they didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
A couple have said that money is a... And again, we've mentioned this briefly, that we're all very privileged to be in this position.
Yeah,
and
massively.
is also something that we're hoping to talk about next season a bit more in depth. But yeah, it's an expensive sport. And if you just want to be doing it for fun or keep it realistic, sometimes you've got to move if you can't. Yeah, to a club that is a bit more realistic.
couple people move due to toxicity, drama, or bad people.
Okay, I feel like we need to talk about this.
Go on.
Where do we even begin? I feel like this could also be a whole other episode in itself.
What, toxicity in
Just
the sport?
in general, yeah. Like,
yeah,
it's very, very sad. But when you get groups of women, girls
women, yeah.
together, there is always an aspect.
We can be a little bit mean.
There's always an aspect of bitchiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I feel like is just a reflection on, like, we've always been taught, like, not always been taught, but, like, historically, it's a more of a competitive environment, you know?
Mm-hmm,
You're not... We haven't been trained to lift each other up as well as we perhaps should have been. And...
Women, there's not many of us, right? Usually in environments. There's a lot of us in Synchro, but especially in my line of work, there's not many of us. And despite the fact if there's loads of you or not, we should just support other women. Like,
no matter what.
And I know it's tricky because we're in a sport of competition for spots and jealousy, but at the end of the day, like, we should just support each other.
Yeah.
And I wish we did that more.
Yeah. No matter what decisions are made, like... It's an all-girl sport, really, deep down.
This is a wider discussion that we will be delving into.
Yeah, eventually. This is... saying things without saying too much. But yeah, it is...
Let's talk...
Oh.
Go on.
It is a fact. It is a sad fact that some people will move because of bullying or just general toxicity or whatever. Like, and you've got to do what's best for you. If that's the environment, you don't want to be in that environment, so you've got to move.
Yeah.
And then also, when you do move, the way people can treat you once you've moved.
Yeah, it's not cool.
No, get over it.
It's back to that perspective.
Yeah,
it's back to that perspective. It's literally just a sport.
Like, they've made a decision.
Like, yeah. It's a sport. It's skating. It's not life or death. Like, get it together and just try and be a bit more kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, we'll get off our soapboxes now.
I don't know if I hope we did that right.
Let's big up some other teams then. What you guys think they're good at? Team Unique, body movements. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I like Team Unique's facials as well. I was watching their Ramalama Ding Dong program.
Oh, I love that program.
That one.
That French Cup video that's on YouTube is like one of my most watched.
I was watching that the other night. Yeah. It's so good. But their facials as well. Love it.
It's just that energy.
Yeah. It is, isn't it?
Team Berlin won, Arms and Expressions. I feel like that really came through last year. They put so much energy into the Vogue.
Vogue. Loved it.
Exactly.
Like that was... Where, for you guys can't see us, obviously, I just did some voguing. Just seeing it. Where did we watch that for the first time? Because I remember us both being in like silence, which is rare. It was Hevelius Cup.
Was it?
Not Hevelius Cup. Gdansk. What was that one?
That is Hevelius Cup, is it not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was when we were at Hevelius Cup. I remember watching it.
It was just...
Yeah.
I feel like that was just because that was the first time both of us were at a competition and we could just sit and watch all of senior.
Yeah.
And all of junior.
Literally.
So we...
Yeah.
Just everything that happened, we're like, wow! Oh my gosh!
There was no pressure. Our hair wasn't in a horribly tight bun. We had no timings. It was great.
It was fantastic. Alright,
US skaters are friendly and talkative. I would agree. They're very confident individuals, generally.
That's just, I feel, a general trait of the USA, though, isn't it? They're known for being confident in themselves, which is a good thing. Love that. Finland? General energy expression on the ice. Yeah.
And they've got loud fans. Which they do. No, I love
Cowbells,
it.
flags, the horns.
But I think all the big three have loud fans.
Yeah, but Finland's just always had it from always.
It's the cowbells for me.
Yeah.
So this was a bit of a random one someone posted, but they didn't state who, but they just said other teams and clubs and countries' ability to make better financial decisions.
Bit of a
I feel like that was maybe a little
targeted.
Targeted, definitely a slight dig at their own country. Maybe I don't know where they were from. So
yeah, that's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the money topic is.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to know what that means.
Yeah, me too. Whoever put that, please just tell us more. I need more. More shout-outs here for Finland, skating skills, fitness, flexibility.
Fitness is one I think is good.
Yeah.
And
do you know, I was watching Russia the other day, and friggin' hell, they're fit. Like, they get to the end of a free and they're not even out of breath.
Yeah. Just the fitness testing and all that sort of stuff that they do to make sure their athletes are up to scratch. Like,
true.
I get it's their like number one sport, right? So they've got the time and the energy to do that. But it
wasn't always. They've had to work to get that there.
They have, that's true.
You know, the last one makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Because it's the most German thing ever. Someone likes Germany's efficiency and organisation.
Yeah, valid. That's very German.
Funny.
I love that.
I like it.
All right. Who are we excited to watch?
Should we do the teams first and then the countries?
Yeah.
At the top, Ice on Fire. Couldn't agree more.
They got so many
yeah, they did.
messages in. Yeah.
I'm so excited for them.
No, it's really... They're training as much as some of the Finnish teams. Like,
they're getting the technical scores like the Finnish teams.
You reckon this season?
I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an exciting world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But, like, next season, 100%. Building on what they've done this year.
I love their programs this year. They're so cool. I love how they fit together so well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Nova got a mention. Berlin won. Mm-hmm. So Le Soleil, junior Polish team. Cool.
Nice.
I get why people have mentioned the big ones like Unique, Valley Bay, but I'm more excited for the other ones.
Yeah, the ones that the ones to watch are the ones that maybe we didn't word our question correctly.
Perhaps, yeah.
The ones that we see doing big things or are doing really cool things.
Yeah.
That you don't normally expect to, or outside the normal.
I would like to shout out Teams Elite 12 because I'm pretty sure they were beating some of the senior teams at their last American Cup, were they not?
If it's anything to go off the junior team by, like, come on.
Yeah. Like, if they can get up to senior next season, that'll be so exciting.
Yeah, imagine all those junior skaters moving up. Oh my gosh.
Finally give Haydenets a bit of a competition.
Can you imagine?
Oh, imagine if they didn't win their national title.
Well, they're like a 34, 35 time champions at this point.
How do you even get statistics like that? Like,
well, there's just no other competition, right? It's just them at the top.
Interesting.
It's crazy.
A couple other shout-outs. Team Inspire, Black Gold, Reflections, Colibris. I think I've said that right. They're a new Austrian team, I think, next year.
And Inspire.
Yeah.
Sweden's comeback. Come on.
Yeah.
We're waiting.
Come on, Sweden.
They were around.
I was actually watching... Sorry, you go.
Weren't they around last year?
Mm-hmm.
And then they've taken a break.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I was watching Surprise's Mamma Mia programme the other night. Oh, it was just so good.
there's just... It makes me wonder why, because there was a couple Swedish teams for a while there, and all of the seniors just disappeared.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Boomerang?
Like overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's Boomerang gone? Where
have they gone? On? Sweden, we miss you.
Who else have we got? Ice Ignite, GB.
Just general GB.
Yeah, cool. More countries then. We've got Hungary, Germany, Italy, Canada, Finland, USA, Sweden. Hungary's an interesting one. Remember when they held Worlds and they had so much funding pumped into
Oh my
them?
gosh, and they were amazing that year.
Yeah.
And I feel like that level they've managed to definitely sustain it. They haven't dropped, like they've managed to keep up in that middle top tier.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Do you know...
It's exciting. It's...
Me? Who I also think is to watch? Poland.
Okay.
Because they've jumped up pretty quickly. Not quite as... Not that I think Ice on Fire is as sudden, but like... They've been slowly cooking
it's not sudden.
No, it's not.
But they used to not be even going to Worlds a few years ago, so it kind of is sudden.
Yeah. Whereas
they've done excellently.
Poland's, I feel like the last couple of years, and after we spoke to a couple of the Polish skaters, like they're getting more ice time, and it all comes down to ice time, right? The more ice time that you're getting, the more. Yeah. That's really it. I do think they should be on that list too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you. Well, we'll see. It's as much as I feel like we're in a bit of a lull this season. It's an exciting time for the sport.
Yeah. Exactly.
So let's keep watching, shall we?
Finishing off, we just said anything else. These are more for us to keep to ourselves. Some nice comments.
Got lots of lovely comments.
Yeah, so we appreciate it. It's very nice.
Someone did ask us to watch the Spring Cup and review it. No, that's not going to happen, sorry. That was too much.
No.
Yeah, appreciate the want, so thank you, but no.
We're a bit over it.
Yeah. That was like a full-time occupation reviewing those PDFs, watching the programmes, making the notes. It was a lot.
And we'd watch it. And we'd watch it and forget that we're supposed to be writing notes, and we'd watch it for the enjoyment and then go, oh shit, I have to go back and watch it and write stuff to talk about down. So
Yeah.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. Just 4 weeks on the trot. ISU, do better. Not next season, please.
Please. Well, that kind of brings us to the end of Gossip Girl 2.0. Wasn't quite as gossipy. I feel like this is just more of a catch-up, to be honest.
Yeah, just to catch a little yap with you guys. Say thank you for listening to us yap.
Just, a nice little break for us to talk about anything and everything.
Turn our brains off.
Yeah, kind of, which is what I feel like we all need every now and then.
Yeah, 100%. We've got some exciting ones coming up though, haven't we? So next weekend, or next Sunday, we're dropping a guest episode, which I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Let's just...
You did this last time and we got one wrong, so...
I know. Yeah, so we've got a lovely little guest episode coming up, and then we're into Junior Worlds. So just so you guys know, we're going to have a break on the Junior and Senior Worlds weekends, because A, we want to watch it and actually enjoy it, and B, there's going to be so much going on the socials throughout the Synchro world.
We don't want to be adding.
We don't need
to yeah.
We don't need to add it. So we're going to let you guys watch it. We're going to put some stuff on our stories. Please interact with it, and then we're going to review it.
Yeah, like we have all the other competitions.
The week after.
Yeah.
So
a bit of a delay, but it'll be worth it.
A bit. But
and
we've got some exciting ones left.
The same for Senior Worlds too. We're gonna which is crazy to think about that we're even like planning that now. But we will take a break the week off,
I know, right?
And then do the review the following week.
Yeah, crazy. Right, thank you guys. Just thank you. I don't know how you feel, Brie, but like it's kind of crazy that in the 5 months we've been doing this. It's not even
been 5 months. It's literally been
we have
November, December, January, February. It's been 4.
We've gained over 1,000 followers. We've just hit over 5,000 views on Spotify, which is insane. Sabrina and I both thought we were going to get like 2 viewers, both being our mothers. So it's
just crazy.
It is crazy, and I will continue to say thank you until we finish doing the podcast.
Every time we talk about planning or where this is going or what the heck we're doing, neither of us can kind of contain our laughter because...
No, this was just an idea in the car. And now we've both bought professional mics. We're like planning season 2. Like it's happening.
And we just giggle because this podcast has taken off and Afton's big girl job is crazy, and then we do this silly little skating thing and I'm just unemployed and like doing this silly little thing on the side.
But it's becoming not a silly little thing on the
side.
But it's not. It's like my life is this and work. It's crazy, and we are so thankful. So thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like, Sabrina, this might be a good time to sprinkle in the idea of...
I have no idea where she's going with this.
Let's leave it. I was going to give them a little teaser of what's to come in the off season, but I think we'll leave it for now.
Yeah, okay, leave it. We need to execute it first.
It's all about giving a little teaser to the fans.
Oh my gosh. Saying the word fans makes me want to vomit.
And on that note, we're going to say goodbye. See you next Sunday. Have a fabulous week. Keep an eye out for our stories. We're going to be doing lots of market research. So your input is really appreciated. But have a great week, guys.
Yeah.
Good luck for your competitions that are coming up, the final selection ones. Just keep having fun.
We'll be back.
Alrighty, guys. We'll catch you next Sunday.
Lots of love. The
Synchro Skaters Club. Bye.
Bye.